Hello. Welcome to the literal no-name mini masterclass because I am terrible at naming things. So I decided to F and roll with it, right? So yesterday, if you watched my live, this 3-day masterclass is going to make total sense. If you didn't watch it, go back and watch it. It was really good, right? And if you're a coach or a service-based entrepreneur, this is going to be a potent information for you, both that video and these 3 days. So this training, this mini masterclass, is going to be for you if you're a coach, if you own your business, and if you find or have found yourself spinning in all the things, right? And you feel like you have zero clue who you are anymore, what your purpose is, what you're here to do, or even what the hell you're good at anymore. Like the coaching and personal development world has spun you around so many times. It's like a baseball bat on your head, right? You're spinning around. You get up and you're so damn dizzy you don't know which direction you're going. That's what this is about, right? Why? Because I've lived in it. And I know so many amazing women creating impact are living in this as well. So, welcome to my world. If you don't know me, I am Bridget Norris. I am an identity and success coach. I am not a business coach. I do not care how much money you make. I don't care how much money you don't make. I don't care how much your goal money is. I don't care about money, period. What I care about is more women that have been hiding behind and trapped in this cage of the world of who we are, what we're here to do, and how that has been dictated in the online space. My whole goal is to have all of those women out there shining, impacting, serving, creating results for themselves and then family, however that looks. So this 3 days is basically what I kind of laughed and said, it's like a stop, drop, and roll. Like literally, boom, this is where we stop, this is where we stop, this is where we end. We're going to break down walls. We're going to just stop being the woman that's trying so hard to create results in her business that she forgot who she is and what she's here to do, how she's here to do it, and the fact that it's all right here, right? So this is going to be about, when we say stop, drop, and roll, it's going to be about putting out the flames, right? It's bringing you, burning it down so that we can rebuild. We can rebuild back to who we are, right? My goal is really for you to remember who you are, to step back into your inherent gifts and get out there and make the impact that you're supposed to be making. And it'll all be worth it. This is going to be, each day is going to be 15 minutes or less. This might be a little longer today because I'm babbling on about what this is about. But it's going to be value-packed, to the point, and with steps moving forward. I'm not going to hold anything in. I'm not going to say you have to buy something to get the information. I'm not going to tell you that if you don't need coaching and you DM me, I'm not going to answer you in my DMs, because that's not what I'm about. It's not what I've ever been about. So this is for you. This is going to create the shifts if you're open to it. If you're just exhausted enough, if you've had your, like I've had enough moment where you realize what you've been spinning in and you realize you've created some other alternate universe of a person that you don't even recognize anymore, this is going to shift that. Okay, so let's do it. Day 1, step 1, constraint. I know, right? The definition of constraint is literally limitation, which honestly feels like poop, right? When you say it, when you say limitation and constraint, it makes you feel constricted, it makes you feel sucky, and it's why we inherently struggle with constraint. It's why we think that if we constrain, if we, bring things down, we're going to miss something. That it's that one thing that's going to flip the switch for us, is going to elude us, and we're going to miss it, and so we won't let things go, right? We just don't want to let it go, because that's going to be the thing. And in the flip side, I actually was the same exact way, but now I look at constraint as a different definition. Constraint to me The definition is freedom. Tell me how much better that feels, right? Freedom to get back to self. Freedom to get radically clear on who you are and what your gifts are. You need constraint to deeply cultivate who you are, your skills, and the tools that you've already learned. Inherently know and own your gifts that you came to this world with that have been blocked by all of the, consumption, right? Mastery cannot be gained by being all over the place. I know, I tried. And think about that saying, jack of all trades, master of nothing, right? We find ourselves being okay or just good at a zillion things, but never really an expert or a master at one, because that doesn't seem like it's enough anymore. You just have to have all the things, right? Literally, this pulls you further and further away from who you truly are, who you are meant to show up in the world as, and how you are supposed to serve. It steals the very breath of your gifts. And in our businesses, the idea that we need all of these things, it's not a new concept, right? I feel like it has gotten bigger, deeper, over the past few years in the online space and in the personal development world, but it's not a new concept, right? Our brain tells us, look around, see what other people are doing. What is she doing? That's working for her. Maybe I need that thing. What is she doing? Oh, and we're thinking what's working for everyone else is going to work for us, right? So what do? We deploy too many methods. So this looks like learning a zillion different methods and processes. We subscribe to too many people, so we're consuming too much stuff. We have too many mentors, and yes, it's possible to have too many mentors if you are in this stuck space in your business. Look at how many mentors you have currently. I don't care about have had. Look at how many mentors you have right now, paid and unpaid, people that you consider a mentor because you follow what they give online. We already talked about the too much consumption. This is all the things. How many Facebook groups are you in? How many email lists are you on? How many freebies do you sign up for? How many free masterclasses are you spending your time in each week? What if you actually sat and wrote that down? Shiny object syndrome, right? You need all the things, I feel like I'm watching a Family Guy thing where it's like, ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. It's like, I need all the things. And the last one is tool distraction. And what I mean by tool distraction is adding tools in our business. Human design, gene keys. I know I got distracted by these two. NLP, tapping, breath work, all of it, right? And this took over my business for 2 years. Too many methods, too many mentors, too much consumption, shiny object syndrome. Even after I did all the work to kind of get through some of this, it still can happen. We are human beings. We just have to learn how to catch ourselves. In June, for me, I went on a retreat. I experienced this amazing transformation. I tied it to an action that I took within that transformation, within that experience. And I got home and I decided, I must learn this modality for myself and I must teach it to everyone. Tool distraction. It was distracting me from really what I got from that experience, right? I signed up. I waited for the course to start. I'm like, I'm going to get certified in this. And a couple of weeks before, I realized, what the hell am I doing? I'm doing it again. So I got out and I'm like, no. It was a distraction from me really, really going deeper on the transformation and the experience I had. So it's normal. It's going to happen. You're never not going to be tempted or, it's what you do with it afterwards, right? But it's because we think this is all happening because we think we are doing or what we're doing or what we know isn't working. Like who we are isn't enough. So on to the next tool, on to the next method, on to the next mentor, right? We believe that what we know isn't enough, or we believe that it's not unique enough, it's not extraordinary enough, it's not the newest shiny thing out there. next, right? And the cycle just continues. And we find ourselves at the end, when we're actually realizing what cycle we are in, we find ourselves in a place of, I'm not even who I am. I'm not doing things the way that I should be. I'm not doing things the way that are aligned with me. I'm doing things the way that everyone else is doing them. And this is why it feels like shit. This is why it's not working. And this is why I don't want to do it. Right? So, today, the wall comes down and the cycle ends. If you're willing to do the work. So grab a pen and paper. Today is where we are going to apply constraint in your business. You can apply this in your life as well, even if you're listening to this and you don't have a business yet, and this is clicking to where there's areas in your life that you need to constrain. But here's the 3 questions you're going to ask yourself. Number 1, what tools or methods can you let go of? Literally, I want you to think about things and be truthful to yourself. Think about things that you've brought or you've bought or brought and have learned or do because they were the newest shiny thing. Kind of like my experience with, that I just explained before, right? With the breath work. That was an experience that it was a shiny object. It ended up being a shiny object. I missed the point. So think about all the things that you have that aren't really aligned, that don't feel connected to who you are and your skill set. I want you to write them all down, and I want you to figure out what tools you can let go of. What modality can you let go of? Hello, if you're hopping on live, Ruth, Heather. What modality can you let go of? What tool can you let go of? What method can you let go of? What shiny object are you eyeing right now that you could possibly let go of? Write them all down, okay? And then I want you to see, what can you choose one? If you can choose more than one, that's amazing, but choose one that you're going to be committed to let go of. Okay, number 2, who can you unfollow or snooze? And this is where we talk about too many mentors, right? These are the coaches and the mentors or the businesses that you're spending so much time consuming, looking at what they're doing, calling it research, but really it's compare and despair, and you're not getting anything done, right? You know it's not inspiring you. You know it's holding you back. You know it's creating that need for distraction, right? I want you to think about it. Think about all the people, right? And remember, you will not find your purpose, yourself, or that piece of your identity that the world needs most within someone else. So I want you to write a list, take a look, get to snoozing, get to deleting, remove yourself from the distractions. Number 3, ask yourself, what is one tool or skill that I'm really good at, or that I have done a lot of work in, that you can focus on mastering now? Here, I'm good at this. I love this. This is the thing that I am here to teach. If you don't know it yet, it's okay, because literally what's been happening for all these years of these things that you're doing, it's blocked all of that. This is why these 3 steps and these 3 days are going to help you get back to that. So the thing that comes easy to you, maybe it comes natural to you, maybe you've always been interested in it, what can you go deeper in and get really good at? And Heather, you're on here now, so I could think of some things for you because I know you, right? I could think of some things that maybe you go even deeper. And to me, it shows up in becoming not just an expert, but really a master in your trade, just like any other trade, right? It's getting dark out here. I'm sorry I took you outside today. Become the expert. Or if you're already an expert in it and you've been hiding behind the shiny objects, you've been hiding behind someone else, you've been hiding and you haven't been able to share it because you're scared it doesn't fit into this world at this point, the coaching, the person that you said you were becoming, that I want you to write that list. I want you to figure out all the things that come up on this. And do not block yourself. Do not say, not this, not that. Free flow write on all the skills and tools that you are really good at and that you're excited about. Not that feel shiny object. And then I want you to come back to this list tomorrow and revisit it. See what pops up for you. See what sticks out for you. Is there something that you're like, oh my God, yeah, I slept on this and I'm like, I am really freaking good at teaching people movement. And I'm really, really good at taking people through breath work to heal. Whatever it is, right? You know it. It's in here already. We just have to release the block. So, this is important. Today is important to complete, whether you write it down or whether you go through it in your mind or whether you feel like you just like, you know. Because day 2 is where the major work lives. Day 2 is where you have to be willing to constrain and block everything out in order for the work within step 2. I'm just going to go over a small piece of it in day 2 tomorrow, but the work within this step to actually stick, to transform you, right? If you're not willing to constrain as freedom and I'll keep allowing it to restrict you, you're not going to achieve the radical success that lives within step 2. Okay? So, if you love this, drop me a heart, a comment, a like, something to show me you were here. If you can know this can help someone, tag them, let them know, share away. If you have any questions, drop them and tag me. Feel free to DM me. Feel free to share. Share any part of these questions that you're open and willing to share in. And take the big leap and see how many things you're able to constrain, how many things you're able to remove, what you're able to admit to yourself, and then come back tomorrow and see what the hell we do with that, right? All right. Y'all have an amazing rest of your evening. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. I love you all. Have a great evening.